A very delightful good morning to the honorable guests, esteemed faculty members, and fellow students of the FORE School of Management. It gives me immense pleasure to officially commence the Business Conclave Oraculum 25. To guide us on this journey of knowledge, we are honored to have with us distinguished corporates from leading global organizations spanning diverse industries. Their unparalleled expertise and vision will help us explore and gain deep insights into the ever evolving domains of information technology, finance, marketing, and human resources. The name oraculum is derived from the Latin word oraculum, which means oracle or a prophetic statement. In ancient times, oracles were seen as sources of wisdom and guidance. The term embodies the spirit of foresight and strategic insight, reflecting the conclave's aim to provide valuable perspectives and vision for the future business. This year, our conclave centers on the theme Viksit Bharat 2047, catalyzing innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth for a global future. As we gather industry experts today, our goal is to align their knowledge and experience to provide valuable insights into the transformation of India's corporate landscape. By bridging the gap between visionary leaders and real corporate world, we aim to drive impactful discussions that will shape the future of a self-reliant progressive India. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin Oraculum 25, the lighting of the lamp symbolizes the illumination of knowledge, wisdom, and new beginnings. I now invite our esteemed guests, Dr. Subir Verma, Ms. Shilpi Jain ma'am, Sir Shri P. Dwarkanath, Mr. Prashant Srivastav, and Mr. Pushkar Aditya to light the lamp and enlighten us. Dr. Subir Verma, Director of FORE School of Management, is a PhD from IIM Ahmedabad and has an MA Gold Medalist and MPhil from Delhi University. Prior to joining FORE School of Management, he was the Director of Nirma Institute of Management, Nirma University. He was also the Founder Dean Academics at IIM Ranchi, Dean Corporate Relations at IMI Delhi, and Head of Corporate Relations for 7 years at MDI Gurgaon. Dr. Verma has vast experience in training and consulting, which includes leadership, team building, change management, and HR analytics. He has conducted international AMP for ONGC Senior Management Leadership Development for top managements of Dena Bank, Jai Bharat Maruti, Lanco Infratech, and many more. His consulting profile includes developing leadership pipelines and HR policy with Brahmo Aerospace, Nestle India, Siemens Power, National Geographic, Government of Jharkhand, and the World Bank. Dr. Verma has authored 6 books and many research papers in the top category journals. He is a principal member of HR and Innovations Committee of the BIS, working group member on HR and Innovations Management of ISO Geneva, and he is a reviewer of SAQS International Accreditation of AMDISA. Please join us in welcoming Dr. Subir Verma, and I request Sir to announce the opening of Oraculum 25 and address the gathering.
very good morning to all of you, and very warm welcome to our distinguished guest, uh, Mr. P. Dwarkanath. Thank you very much for blessing us every time that I will talk to you. My dear friend Prashant Suratul, very nice of you to give your suggestions and our very warm welcome to you on behalf of our distinguished guests, esteemed academicians, industry leaders, and dear students. Uh, Let me start with Mr. Elon Musk, whom I dislike for political reasons, but I admire for his disruptive business acumen. He once stated in the rare moment of pragmatic genius, some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. I not only ratiocinate this sentiment, but would like to add that what is true for individuals is more than true for institutions. For in a world driven by rapid technological advancements and shifting geopolitical priorities, it is imperative that our institutions adapt swiftly to remain effective and avoid missed opportunities. Now, with this at the outset, it's my privilege to welcome you to our inaugural Business Conclave Oraculum 2025. Names are important. They are symbols and they have a meaning. More importantly, in India, as it was in ancient Greek, it manifests a fusion of history, philosophy, religion, and belief. You can think about any name that you have, it captures something, right? In ancient Greek, oracles were consulted before significant political or military decisions. Oraculum evokes this legacy of wisdom. This is the gathering of oracles of our. Now, over the next 2 days, with over 15 events and more than 50 industry experts, we will, in fact, they will engage in discussions with the academic dons that we have and the students, what I call the distributed genius over here, on how best to leverage technology and management for social impact, build resilient value architecture, foster a culture of innovation, and collaboratively make the world and the planet a better place than what we had inherited. In this transformative journey, the role of the managers and leaders is crucial. It is for this we must confront the critical question: how can we prepare the next generation of leaders who will drive India's vision for 2047 as a developed and globally competitive nation? What should we do as a management school and as teachers? Now, India's ambition for Viksit Bharat 2047 demands a reimagining of our approach to business education and aligning it with the nation's aspirations. Management institutions must evolve from being mere knowledge providers that we have been so long to becoming innovation hubs that produce thought leaders, problem solvers, and nation builders. To achieve this, I believe we must focus on three key dimensions: innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth. And that defines the theme of this conclave. I submit the following thoughts to the consideration of this remarkable collection of wise men and women. One, for me, it is passive to state that innovation has become the should become the DNA of our institution. We have heard it so many times. I can use the word ad infinitum and ad nauseam. More importantly, it should be central to what we teach and how we teach to make our partners learn. We must realize that the rapid evolution of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and emerging technologies has and still further is reshaping industries. Much of Industry 4.0 is an outcome of this transformation. There is, and I would say there was, an urgent need to transform these advancements into our curriculum and delivery mechanism. Students need to be adept at decision making and problem solving based on their competencies in data analytics and the use of digital technologies. We must understand that digital age needs digital managers. And unless until we do so, we risk producing graduates who are ill-equipped for the present, much less the future. Bottom line is to say that if we have to produce digital managers, we have to also become digital in what we teach and how we teach. But as industry 4.0, that's my second theme. As industry, so the first thing is make leaders who are adept and who have the competencies to use data science and digital technologies to solve problems, to take decisions, and to solve problems. That's one. The second part is the part that the way the industry 4.0 has evolved. Now, while it has been evolving, industry 5.0 has emerged on the radar. And what does industry 5.0 tell us? It has brought to the fore, not only to fore school of management, fore otherwise, in terms of the word, a vision of industry that aims beyond efficiency, reinforces worker-centric productivity and improvements, and a production process dovetailed to the needs and well-being of the society and the future of the planet. It has specifically put research and innovation at the service of the transition to a sustainable, human-centric, and resilient industry. What does it mean for us as a business school and as management educators? It has made, in my view, not just interdisciplinary learning or multidisciplinary education a necessity. We must blend management with technology, science, and humanities. More than anything, we need managers and leaders who can understand societies and communities better, essentially become good sociologists. Our incubation centers and research labs should be reconceptualized and must be geared to facilitate this collaboration between students, faculty, industry experts, social scientists, and nation builders to address real world challenges. So that's the second part. So we have to not think in terms of not only you becoming a more of a data scientist or data engineer. We want you to be dovetailed to the needs of the society and the planet. And that's the reason why, if you have seen, our academic curriculum have changed from this year on. We are focusing a lot, not only on providing them with management education, motoring on the base of technology and data science. We are not trying to dovetail it with the needs of the society and also with the responsibility that each one of us have towards the generation of the And that's why planet has become much more important than just the problem. And that's what we have been articulating at different points of time. That's the reason why we said economic growth must go hand in hand with environmental and social responsibility. Management education over here and elsewhere has therefore integrated ESG concerns, circular economic principles, and climate action strategies. What we need to do is also to understand that some of these are not only good, does not only make good economic sense, it also makes a huge amount of political and social sense. What we also need to do, and we are trying to foster at different points of time, is to bring about a greater collaboration with institutions across our cluster in North India, so that we are able to provide you with that multi. I don't use the word multidisciplinary anymore. I think that's also passing. For me, the important word is transdisciplinary. We have to come out from the cages and the prisons that we have in our mind that we are just managers and nothing else. And that's the reason why transdisciplinary education for me is much more important than anything else. Now, for Viksit Bharat to become 24/47 to become a reality, our growth therefore has to be inclusive and equitable. We need to evoke once again the magic of entrepreneurship. I'm just looking at, I keep on looking at some of the reels that people say. One of the beautiful reels that my school friend, we go back way uh, I graduated from, I passed from it in 1976. So when I'm talking about school friends, I'm talking about the set of people who were with me from 1968 to 1976, from class second to class 11. Now he sent me a reel in which there was what was the contribution of India and China across ages, and I was I always knew it because as a student of political science and also history and sociology. before I got into management. Uh, India was at the forefront, was the highest contributor in terms of the world GDP till the era of 1700, right up to 1780. And we never ever won any war with anybody to arrive at that position. It was only from 1780 to let's say 1947 that we went through what is called the deprivations and the degradation and the reindustrialization that was brought about by the British monarchy, right? And that's the reason why the journey that we have taken is not only a very ambitious journey, it's also a very noble journey where we are trying to take our people from the very narrow productivity base, a very minuscule production, I would say, production process. So that's the way India has grown, and I'm sure as we go forward, entrepreneurship. Look, India till 1700 was the most industrialized nation before the deindustrialization took place. So entrepreneurship, and not only in the area of technology and service is important, entrepreneurship at the level of manufacturing has become much important, right? And that's the reason why we all need to come together. The academia and the industry need to come together to shape the talent so that the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 can be realized. What is that which the industry leaders can help us do? One is they can invest in skill development. We are looking forward to partnership with you, and I would say with your benediction, my students and the students everywhere, not only my students but across different B schools, the students of the today, the generation of tomorrow, will have the necessary skill and competency not only to lead the company right now, but also to take forward the company to the generation that's going to follow. So that's one. Number two, the more you promote ethical and sustainable business practices, more the learning will become better. That we have not only to think profitably, but also sustainably. So we are looking forward to the business models that you people create and help us understand those business models so that we can bring it forward and to the students and teach them to become a better manager tomorrow. And thirdly, the most important thing that Industry 5.0 has stated, that worker and well-being has to be at the cornerstone of productivity gain. Therefore, employment generation is a need of the hour. So I think the industry would now need to look at the way they're going to use AI so that even if there is a net job loss, there'll still be a wider gain in terms of employment and prosperity. So this road to Viksit Bharat 2047 is ambitious and challenging, but it is not unachievable. It requires a commitment, a passion for success, and a reformist mindset, and above all, joining hands towards a common purpose. I state that today industry and academia must collaborate to carve out a strategic vision for the future that benefits the field of management and shapes the future of business. The oracles of today are here, and the oracles of today are telling us that it is time that we all stand up together in the purpose to innovate, to inspire, and to transform India into a global powerhouse of advantages and inclusive growth and prosperity. I will end with my favorite philosopher, and that is Socrates, who said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your enlightening words, sir. Now, I would like to introduce our chief guest for Oraculum 25, Sir Shri P. Dwarkanath. Mr. Dwarkanath brings a rich and varied experience of 5 decades in engineering, chemical, pharma, consumer goods, healthcare, and insurance sectors in the arena of general management, leadership development, human capital, legal, and corporate governance. He was the chairman of GSK Consumer Healthcare and associated with GSK over 4 decades in several roles. During his tenure, GSK was adjudged as one of the India's best employers for several years. He has held board and advisory positions in various organizations, and also actively associated with Max and Shriram DCF groups. He has held several management positions in the various professional bodies. To name a few, he was the president of National Human Resource Development Network, President of Delhi Management Association, Regional President, Northern Region of All India Management Association, and currently a treasurer of AIMA. He is a fellow of AIMA. He has received several prestigious awards for his valuable contribution to the business and also in the field of human resources and leadership development from GSK International, Max Group, and professional body. We welcome you, sir.
Good morning to everyone. Little louder, please. Thank you. Uh, at this outset, I wish to thank Dr. Sudhir Shilpi Jain, and FORE School of Management for having invited me here. This is not my first visit. I've been coming once in a while, but now it is an opportunity for me to interact with you. I also recognize two dynamic corporate leaders who are sitting here, Ms. Prashant Srivastava and Ms. Pushkar Aditya. I came here to learn, because let me make the statement very clear. Uh, Especially for youngsters, when you say I came with a script, but I wish to change the script up into an enlightening talk of Dr. Sudhir Verma. One of the things which is I would like to say, thank you very much for your kind, generous introduction. I just want to introduce myself. Give me 1 minute. I have not changed my name. I have not changed my profession. But the company with which I have associated for 4 decades has changed its name 5 times. Can you tell me why? Let me be interactive. Can you tell me why my company's name has changed from Horlicks to Beecham, Beecham to Smithkline Beecham, Smithkline Beecham to GlaxoSmithKline? And then ultimately, when I was the chairman, we sold the consumer business to Unilever. So I get my pension from Hindustan Unilever. You understand where you start, where you end. See, you are here to drive the change. I think as Dr. Verma said, many things you may specialize in international business, you may specialize in finance management, you are specialized in marketing or data management. These are the learnings. One of the things many years back taught to us by one of the famous professors, Dr. Atreya, Ming Atreya. He used to teach in IMC and Harvard. He used to tell us this. He said to me about nearly 50 years ago. Embrace cash. Cash, not paisa. Cash. KASH. Knowledge. K stands for attitude. S stands for skills. And the most important thing which he said I can never forget. We talk about knowledge, we talk about skills, we talk about the attitudes, but habits. I think you may say it part of this and that. That's not the issue. Issue is habits. The way you develop your habits today, whether you can watch Netflix till 2 in the morning and come and do a project or whatever it is, the fact remains that habits are very important. Once you develop those habits as a young age, this is the time you need to really grooming. Takes you to a different level altogether. So please do remember, it is not just the knowledge, it is not just the attitude, it is not that knowledge combined to skills, but ultimately it's how you behave yourself to become a global citizen or a great Indian citizen or a corporate citizen. When I said corporate, it doesn't mean that you need to work. You need to be an industrialist. As I said, you can be an entrepreneur. There are plenty of opportunities in our country. Actually, you are at the right time at the right place. And I'm glad that you are studying here in one of the most prestigious schools with an excellent leader, Dr. Subir Verma, and a very distinguished faculty and others whom some of I know. So take advantage of it. We can talk about Viksit Bharat 2047. It's a fascinating thing. It's not just a dream. It's not just a vision. It's a journey to reach this. This is a collective responsibility of everyone. So when you said, don't think about only placement, don't think about only a job. You may be job seeker today, you can be job provider tomorrow. Because when I'm talking about Viksit Bharat, I can say he said about it, innovation. I think innovation is important in always. The best quote, the best way to predict future is to create it. That's what Peter Drucker said. And Abdul Kalam said, dream, dream, dream. Dream into thoughts, then into actions. Nobody thought that John F. Kennedy, when he said that I will put a man in the moon by end of this decade, somewhere in 1960s, within 9 years before end of the decade, he has done it. Everybody laughed at him at that time. But I think what is important is the talent. I think we have the best talent in the world. Our strength is IT, which is immediate talent. I think if you focus on this, the best way to reinforce it, take away my money, take away my buildings, take away my brands, but leave my people with me for next 10 years. I will deliver another similar company. Anybody said, anybody can say who has said this? It was said by Richard Dupree, president of PNG, way back in 1946 after the Second World War. See, very powerful. People have said it, many people have said it later in a different context. This was in 1946. Today we are in 2025, nearly 80 years. This still the statements of PNG head at that time, Richard Dupree, holds good, except the fact at that time he said, give me 10 years time. In today's world, 10 years have become 2 years or 3 years. That is the only difference. Why did it happen? See, some of the things you learn today may not hold good you tomorrow. But what holds you good is the sort of the entrepreneurial mindset, the ability to innovate, ability to drive teams, ability to deliver what you promised. This makes you different. I just want to ask you two questions, if you don't mind. Have you heard about who is Daniel Kahneman? Anybody? Daniel? Sorry, psychologist. What is he known for? Great point. I agree. He's psychologist. Have you heard his book, Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow? He's a psychologist. What is known for? Why he has become popular? He was a Nobel Prize winner for which subject? Economics. How can a psychologist become an economist? So, what is the point I'm trying to draw? You see, you may study. I'm not studying. You may study international business. You may study data management. You may study marketing. But ultimately, it is not just the application. Ultimately, how you think and innovate. He is a psychologist. He has been an awarded Nobel Economics for behavioral economics. So that is how the world is changing. When you say change is constant, change is dynamic, change is happening, because I said by the time I started my company, in the organization where I started, GlaxoSmithKline, whatever name it's called at that time, by the time it doesn't matter what it's important, these things keep happening. You will have a lot of transformation changes. But what is important aspect is the second aspect. I said cash, KASH. Then the second thing, GSK taught me was, if you when I just become a leader, one question they said, one of the programs which is done globally is said, you see, embrace priest. There is an acronym, priest. P stands for political, geopolitical situation. It was said to me in 92. I'm saying 32 years back today. Today we talk geopolitical situations have a major impact, including Viksit Bharat or Indian progress. Much depends not only what you do in India, what's happening around you, how what's Ukraine war or Middle East or anything else which can impact you. Then stands for or regulatory. You see how many regulatory aspects which can say any aspect of the judgment of the Supreme Court or whatever it is, said you can't have a liquor shops just adjacent to national highway, which can impact people, businesses. So please don't be inward looking. The point I'm making is you need to have an outside review. You may specialize in any area, doesn't focus. dive deep into it. But at the same time, you can't take away the fact what is happening around you. Who is Sifan Hassan? Anybody? Sifan Hassan. Anyone from sports, athletics? I think it's interesting to know Sifan Hassan. She is a lady from Ethiopia, the natural citizen of Netherlands, Dutch, and she is a runner. But she won 1500, she won 500, 5000, she won 10,000, she won marathon in last Olympics at Paris. So they're very rare when you have a middle distance runner to a long distance to marathon runner. Nobody has achieved it. So ultimately in life, it is not just focusing on one thing, but you need to have a dream, but you need to achieve it from a different. So she won three Olympic gold medals and one bronze medal. So these are the similarly you have. I think sir, you use word beyond multidisciplinary. You said something. What is it? Transdisciplinary. I was thinking of saying multidisciplinary when I heard Dr. Verma telling me it's a transdisciplinary. So I think the focus is on your dream. How you achieve it could be done from differently. So coming back on this, firstly I must compliment. I was told this is the first time you are doing this correct. Let me say, it's this is what innovation is. Innovation doesn't mean everything end up with a drug discovery or end up with a breakthrough. Any continuous improvement of what you do can lead to you need to have that mindset of innovating, creating, entrepreneurial mindset. People say it could be for the commercial or social entrepreneurial mindset. It's important that you need. I just want to give you one example coming from Horlicks. Way back when we changed from metal cap to plastic cap, the the idea came not from an R&D, not from the general manager. It came from a plant unskilled worker. So I think what is important is you need to have that mindset. Anybody can add value provided you give him that opportunity to think about it. So that's very important when you are talking about the mindset. See, coming back on least, what does the E stand for? Trust. Least. E stands for if you want to change any business or dynamics of a country, political, geopolitical, regulatory, environment, and economically. When the 94 they said it was no environment was not there. It used to be called trust. Then we added one more E, which is become environment. Because we never I was never taught what is ESG. Today ESG has become mantra. So I think if you want to really progress, should Bharat is progress, see where India would be is a great opportunity for India in startups, ecosystems you have. It's important that you need to understand the big picture and then operate in your own sphere. The other which you said, sustainability for a long-term prosperity. I think you are not talking about short-term. I never heard about the green hydrogen. Many things you may learn today may not hold good for long. It doesn't mean that you should. For example, can you tell me? You have you heard about it? What Sony did to Kodak, Apple did to Sony. Can you repeat? What Sony did to Kodak, Apple did to Sony. What does it mean? What did Sony do to Kodak? Cameras. These are film-based cameras. They came with the digital camera. What is Apple did to Sony? Walkman versus iPod. So how did it happen? Because when you say priest, T stands for technology. What holds good today may not hold. So just come back on my point. S stands for social inclusiveness and DEI, what we're talking about. You see, I have spent virtually 40 years of my career before 37 years. Before I saw any, I used to see only typewriters. I used to say people said I never used it. You know, computers. I never had forget about iPads or iPhones. It all came later. But the whole thing is, if you want to succeed in life, embrace the change and move forward. Otherwise, you'll much behind. So many things what you do today may not hold good, but what you learn as a concept holds you good. I think who has invented phones, mobile phones? Who, who is, yeah, no, smartphones were invented by Nokia, Motorola. Okay. Uh, where is Nokia? Where is Motorola? You understand? So I think why it happened. Why it happened to Nokia, why it happened to Kodak. I think it's important if you get into that sort of mode, I'm the inventor, I'm head of the game, head of the curve. Sustainability is very important if you want to succeed in life. Many people fail because they start off well, but they are not able to reach it. If you take Nokia, if you take Motorola, if you take Kodak, Kodak had all the technology with them, but they didn't have that push and the agility to drive it forward, which has left it to Sony and others. So it's important that in life, it is not only you have ideas, try to implement and execute them. If you don't do it, it is just lying there in your box, but you never used it. So I think innovation doesn't mean that you have ideas, but try to execute it, which was not important. Execution was not a great skill in my career earlier, but today it is not only innovation, but how to make it happen is important. Change is continuous, but change is has to be done. So it is an inclusive growth. We are talking about three aspects. If you see innovation as the growth engine, and sustainability for long-term prosperity is not short-term like what Kodaks or Nokia's, which is a sustainable. Today, if you have a Samsung and all, it's just working very well. Inclusive growth or or to leave it no one behind. I think these are the four aspects and three aspects which we need to do it. I think what is it for business school? I think we touched upon. I just want to build on it. Industry, academia, business partnership is very important. We have been talking about it for long, and I'm glad that you are. It's not just saying it, but you are executing it. Today's whole session today and tomorrow, ORACULUM 25 itself brings industry and academia together. And you are the actually you are the people who nurture the future business leaders. When you say business leaders, they can go to corporate, they can be industrialists, they can be policy makers, they can be bureaucracy, administration, and many other areas. Again, driving entrepreneurship. As I said, you need not be a job seeker. You can be job creator. You can be job creator. So those are the things, it's not just the job alone. What you enjoy most, how you can drive and towards the goal of Rich Bharat is very important. Thirdly, promoting sustainability in the businesses, as we said, it is not just confined to one, but make it happen in the long-term perspective, which is important. Last but not the least, growth mindset. Do you have the growth mindset to positively and able to manage the change is more important. So, young students, my suggestion or appeal to you is you have many other galaxy of people who will talk to you the next. I think take this as a more as a sort of a not a just a vision, is a collective responsibility. Let us innovate, sustain, and improve to make India a global leader. And I wish all of you all the best to end up. We talked about change. I want to end up with the change. There are four kinds of people. People who watch things happen. People who do not know what's happening. People who do things happen. But distinguished manner, they are those who make things happen. I wish you are one of those distinguished manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your inspiring words, sir. With this, I'll be now introducing our guest of honor, Mr. Prashant Srivastava. Mr. Srivastava, Senior Vice President, Human Resources, Administration and CSR at Greenlam Industries Limited, is an alumnus from XISS batch of 2001. Sir has nearly 24 years of experience in the field of HR, out of which nearly 10 years have been in leadership roles. He is exposed to many facts of HR, be it talent acquisition, talent management, organizational development, or plant management. He is well versed with merger and acquisition and has worked exhaustively on cultural amalgamation during acquisitions. He carries with him a sound background of diverse industry experience such as manufacturing, power services, durables, and has worked with some of the global names such as JV of Tata Power and Power Grid, Alstom, and TNT. Before joining Greenlam, he was heading the HR function for Orient Electric, which is one of the group companies of prestigious CK Birla Group, and was responsible for their 5 manufacturing units and all India sales. His ability to link various HR initiatives with the PL, P&L, and existing business needs has given with the extra edge where he plays a real business partner role than the HR practitioners aspire for. His commitment to excellence, strategic vision, and participative and inclusive leadership style continues to fuel Greenlam Industries Limited's growth journey while reinforcing its dedication to social responsibility. We welcome you, sir, and request you to enlighten us with some words. Thank you.
So much. While I was preparing that graph for you, I never realized that it's been so long. I'm so sorry. In case it- Thank you, sir. Thank you for enlightening me. Uh, uh, I heard, I think I missed that. So, sir, it's all good. And right, young faces. Before I start, thanks to I want to share a secret with between her and myself. And so I wanted to attend this conclave, but I had no clue of what this subject is. And I called up for help to this jam yesterday, and she actually helped me out to understand. So, point that I want to make is that while we discuss all of these things, the base remains the same, the core remains the same. Be it 1940s, 60s, 80s, 25. Uh, you need to recognize yourself. You need to understand where you are, and you need to call out for help. You know, the the very important 500 dignitaries of the top CEOs where a study was done on them, and there were a couple of behaviors that were flashed that these are the common behaviors amongst them, and one or two behaviors which you all will relate was one was humility, of course, and one of the top behaviors. You can do anything on earth, but if you lack on humility, I think it's gone. And the second was very surprising was, call out for help. People at times they are very good. If somebody asks for help, they go and they say help and they say I'm helpful. Somebody asks. But calling out for help is something which is a competent, and there are behaviors linked to it where many people, miss out. So I practiced this yesterday, and thank you very much. Okay. So respected all the people, once again, and all the faculty members. One of my friend is over here, Chirudev. I can't miss out telling you. Respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, bright young minds, top law school, and fellow to yourself. It's an absolute privilege to address you all today at this prestigious business country. And I stand before you not just as the HR head of Greenland Industries, but also a representative of a manufacturing industry. And I'll talk about how a manufacturing industry can add to this overall business. I will not say India agenda, it has to take over the Visit Bharat 2047. India today, right now, has a very uh, strong and a crucial juncture actually. And we are not just dreaming of a developed nation. I think we are working towards it strongly across the sector, and it's no more a WIP. I think it's a commitment that we all have given to ourselves of having a Viksit Bharat by 2047. You see, the government's agenda, the Viksit Bharat 2047, is a powerful call to nation. Uh, this can be understood as a roadmap outlining our collective aspirations for a prosperous, inclusive, and global relevant India. So, as we look towards 2047, India is poised to become for sure, a global economic powerhouse. We are already there in the top five, and by 2047, I think uh, we, we we dream for ourselves to be on the top of the chart, and we are already witnessing some of the changes and some of the rise of the new India, a nation driven by innovation. Every discussion we are hearing about this innovation, and as like we said, it's not about technology or discovering a drug one fine day. Innovation is everything and every practice, procedures that we execute, the way we teach, the way we learn, the way we drive, the way we come to the office every day, the way there has to be innovation. Innovation has to be a kind of a mindset than a process which can be discussed inside a room. The manufacturing sector actually plays a very critical role in realizing this vision of Viksit Bharat. It will create a lot of job. If we take this from the spirit of it, the principles aligned to it, and the execution, the ability to of all the manufacturing houses to execute as per the plan. It's a key engine for job creation, economic growth, and technological advancement. Initiatives like Make in India, you all are aware of it. These are the subgroups and through which this converges to the larger theme. Production linked incentives for the manufacturing houses are providing significant impetus to domestic manufacturing. I joined this company around 9 years back in Manila. We were two manufacturing units, one in Rajasthan and one in Himachal. And post-COVID, uh, we have commissioned three new plants, one in Gujarat, one in Tamil Nadu, and put together when I joined this company it was roughly around 2005. Today we are proud employers of 8,000 plus. And I'm just giving you examples from the ground. How does it changes? You need to be innovative. You need to expand with that expansion mindset. And most importantly, is that where is the benefit going? And the inclusivity word that has been used in the in the in the name where we say the catalyzing innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth. So inclusivity is not only about a subject that tells you inclusive working, inclusive gender, uh, geographical inclusivity, culture inclusivity is also about your processes, your practices, about how do you see the the benefits being distributed amongst the people. Uh, how are you getting benefited today, the students, by this conclave? How is the industry getting benefited? How is the academia? What is the message going outside, and what might change because of all of these innovations? Uh, on the technological side, of course, a lot will depend on the when we say about innovation. And I was just wondering one of the discussion that was happening and on in my R&D room in the organization that can we have a AI based power utilization, which I think you also prompted yesterday to be done. And that is something which is being worked about. But imagine the kind of disruption that it will bring in on the usage pattern and the savings of the power. And those kind of innovation manufacturing sector can bring in. When I say manufacturing, I mean anything and everything that you consider in the manufacturing side. So those kind of imagination we are talking about. Now, when we do all of these things, another critical word is something which we are speaking about continuously: sustainability. I think we can't be not mindful of what we are doing and the impact of it on the environment and the society. I take a lot of pride while sharing across many forums that our company at Greenlam Industries Limited, the ESG agenda we have been following. Even before it came as a board. I think the BRSR reporting has become compulsory since last year. However, we as an organization decided that we would start reporting BRSR 2 years ahead of time, so that when it comes, it will come. Even in the you talk about CSR, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I think I listed CSR 2011 or 12, if I'm not mistaken, as a governance, as a compliance. 12, 14, sorry, Companies Act and then FTA. We are doing CSR and not limited to the definition that has been given by the Companies Act and the MCA of 3% kind of was 16, 17 years ahead of now. And many other organizations. I'm not saying it's about many other organizations. Tata Steel, you see, you relate, and you make opinion about the organization. Nobody. If I ask anybody today out here, what do you feel about companies say Tata Steel? I'm confident that a couple of words like trust, loyal, uh, nice employer kind of words will resonate over here. But you understand, no, Jamshedji Tata or Ratan Tata has not came over here and said everything in the ears of the people. How does it go? It's like it's like when you are doing something, uh, goodness has a far uh, uh, reach, and it's a communicable disease, and it's a far and far fierce than any other virus on earth. You do good, and you see the spread of it. You really cannot imagine the way it will be. Tatas are Tatas today because the people of Tata feels that it's in their blood, it's there in their DNA. They have behavior outside when they meet people. People recognize it. Oh, it's a Tata employee. It's like humble, humility, trustworthy, whatever. A couple of words to use. These all adds to the corporate governance. You always have to remember that you carry a couple of things on your shoulder, like typical an IAS officer. They have some stars, right? And all the stars have some meanings, number of stars. So you all, as a student, and tomorrow when you will join as manager somewhere else, and you will be generating jobs for others, as others were talking, you all will always carry a couple of stars on your shoulder, and you have to be continuously considered. The star that you carry today is about your own needs. It's you. And when I say you, moment you start talking, moment you start displaying your behavior and your character, there is a legacy behind it. You start talking about, without saying anything, you are talking about your childhood, your parents, your upbringing, and many messages you will pass. You have to be mindful of that star on your. Tomorrow, when you will pass out, or maybe today also, when you go outside and on the roads and on the in the shopping malls, you are carrying a star of FORE school. And tomorrow, when you join a company, you'll be carrying the. So there is always something that you are carrying as a responsibility. Now, those value systems that has come through your childhood, through how the way you have grown, and the schools and the colleges, those value systems gets into your, you know, uh, amalgamates with your value system, and it depends on which one is stronger, and then you start carrying those in the public display. Please be mindful when you are in the public, when you are interacting with somebody, when you are in the job, when you are executing something, that which value system you have to display, and it's all about what you are saying and what you are not saying, you're passing a message to the overall. So I'm using these examples because there are many things which cannot be tangible. It cannot be calculated. Like, innovations on one side is technological innovations and all, but innovations in the mindset, innovations in the behavior, sustainability, support, inclusivity, etc., is something which is very deep rooted. And unless it comes to your mindset level, we will not be able to leverage the power of that word. And the last part is something which I want to talk to these future managers. You have the critical role to play. We talk about Viksit Bharat 47. Many of us would have been retired by that time. So the actual journey, you have seen the relay race, right? So maybe the first baton sirs have picked it up, and many other corporates, government, etc. But somebody has to carry that, baton, and you all will be this young, bright, students. You all will be in your absolute critical phase of life when you will be transforming this country into a Viksit Bharat, and you will be observing that, and you will be talking about it, that I was a part of the journey when it started, and I have contributed it in this way. Upskilling for sure will play a very, very critical role. Every day has to be some kind of a learning, some kind of a learning. And I want to go back to the to 70s, 80s, and 90s. I may look 300 and uh, the roots doesn't fix. If you're learning something, believe me, ChatGPT is of great help. And this internet, mobile, learning platforms, anything and everything you ask is. But I still believe, and I have kids of your age at home. So every evening we have a fight out here. This Papa, I'm clearing my semesters with good numbers. What are you up to? I said, you show me your notebook. What have you written? The practice of writing is somehow I feel like it's go and gone. Please write. Please write. And 47 will not happen on its own. You all will have to make 47 happen. 1940. Viksit Bharat cannot be conceptual. Viksit Bharat has to be at an individual level. If every individual of at their own level decides to innovate, decides to upskill, decides to leverage on the power that they have within themselves, I think it's easy. But if we will allow our core competencies, our knowledge, our skill, you know, you've read Stephen Covey, and the sharpen the saw, if you will not do that, uh, that's going to be difficult. This is not a moment that I must scare you, but I think we must take a cognizant of the fact that it's important and inclusivity for sure. So I urge all of you, especially the young minds, to join us in the nation building endeavor. Your ideas, your energy, and your passion are essential, in creating the India of our dreams. Let us work together and build a Viksit Bharat that we can all be proud of, and do anything and everything that you all feel is important at your own level. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Pushkar Aditya, SVP Technology at Clovia. Mr. Aditya is an IIT Bombay graduate, seasoned technology leader, and a veteran with nearly 20 years of experience in tech leadership, product management, and engineering. He was previously served as CTO at Mintifi and worked with McKinsey and Company. He played an instrumental role in founding Qantas Technologies, shaping it into a successful product engineering company. His career spans both enterprise firms like McKinsey and Company and agile startups, giving him a unique perspective on scaling businesses. At Clovia, he reduced infrastructure costs by 50%, improved scalability, revamped the mobile app, integrated systems for efficiency, and led a transition to microservices. As CTO at Mintifi, he played a key role in launching multiple tech solutions, including an anchor portal, borrowed app, and automated transaction systems. His expertise spans Microsoft based technology stacks, open source tech stacks, cloud technologies, and AI ML. With a strong focus on scalability, innovation, and optimization, Pushkar has successfully led technology in transformations across fintech, e-commerce, and edtech domains, driving business growth and efficiency. Sir, we are delighted to have you with us today.
Well, good morning, everyone. I actually feel somewhat underprepared, having heard again. Thank you, Professor Shilpi ma'am, for having me here. I'm extremely honored to be here. Again, this is my first time. You know, as I mentioned, that I feel somewhat underprepared. Um, Thank you, team, for preparing for these words. Um, Although these words are from organization committee, but nonetheless these echo my sentiments. So um, again, I feel honored um, to stand before Pride Minds, India's future leaders. Today we talk about Viksit Bharat, a vision of developed India. This vision is not just about economic prosperity, but about creating nation where every individual has the opportunity to grow, contribute, and thrive. A truly developed nation is not defined by skyscrapers or advanced technology alone. It is built on the foundation of equal opportunity, strong values, and inclusive growth. It is about empowering every citizen, whether in village or city, to achieve their full potential. As MBA students, you have a crucial role to play in shaping this future. Uh, the businesses drive progress, create employment, and fuel innovation. Your leadership, ethical decision making, and commitment to positive change will determine the direction of India takes. Viksit Bharat is about self-reliance, digital transformation, and sustainable development. It means supporting initiatives like Make in India, empowering startups, and ensuring that growth is not limited to a few, but benefits all. It also means embracing technology, sustainability, and social responsibility to build future ready India. Let us take responsibility. Let us build businesses that not only generates profits but also uplift society. Let us be job creators, not just job seekers. Let us use our skills to bridge gaps, solve challenges, and contribute to a stronger economy. A developed India is not a distant dream, it is a goal within our reach. And together, with knowledge, innovation, and integrity, we can achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. With immense pleasure, I would now like to introduce someone who embodies innovation, leadership, and the drive to make a difference in the corporate world. Ms. Shilpi Jain, a distinguished academic leader and a corporate strategist with over 20 years of experience. Currently, she is serving as the Dean of Placement and Corporate Relations at FORE School of Management. She has revolutionized the IT and big data analytics curriculum and forged impactful partnerships with EdTech leaders. Her expertise spans academia and industry with a focus on cutting edge research in analytics, consumer behavior, and technology adoption. A seasoned mentor and trainer, she has guided 100 plus industry projects and delivered executive programs in arenas like cloud computing, cybersecurity, business analytics. Thank you for being here, ma'am. Next, it is my pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to our esteemed faculty members, whose constant guidance and mentorship are the pillars of the academic journey for us. We are truly honored to have you all with us today, whose contribution continues to inspire and shape our leading experiences. A warm welcome to all our distinguished faculty, and thank you for being a part of this remarkable occasion. I would now request Director Sir and Ma'am Shilpi Jain to give the mementos to our esteemed guests. Thank you, Sir Prashant Srivastav, to be with us here. Thank you, sir. We thank Mr. Pushkar Aditya, sir, to be with us here today. Now, I would request everybody to rise for the national anthem.
Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and students. It is an absolute honor to stand before you today as we conclude the inauguration ceremony of ORACULUM 25 and embark on what promises to be an insightful and enriching journey over the next 2 days. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our executive board led by Dr. BPL Madhukar and our director, Dr. Subir Verma, for their unwavering support and for providing us with this platform to bring Oraculum 25 to life. We are deeply grateful to our Dean of Corporate Relations, Ms. Shilpi Jain, Dean Academics Dr. Sangamitra Buddhapriya, and Dean Research Dr. Shriparna Basu for their unwavering support and guidance. Your leadership and encouragement continue to inspire us. We are truly grateful for your presence today. We also extend our sincere appreciation to the IT and admin teams for their seamless coordination and meticulous planning. A special mention to Mr. Sunil Singh and his dedicated team for ensuring that everything runs smoothly. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your constant mentorship and encouragement. Your guidance plays a crucial role in shaping the experiences of our students.
I request all faculty members to join us for the high tea, and students please remain seated unless all faculty members leave from the auditorium. Okay.